guys, what's up? And today we are going to be doing my January TBR. Very exciting to finally be in 2021. I know things are still basically the same, but I just hated 2020. So we're getting back into hopefully the swing of things. I know COVID is still very here in America, but hoping that it goes a little bit better this year. I'm not going to do a wrap up of like what I read in December because December was a very hard month for me personally. A lot of stuff went down and I read a few things that were on my TBR, but I didn't get to most of it. So we are restarting and we're starting new. I need to tell you guys about some of my reading plans. This intro is going to be a little bit longer, but since it's the beginning of the year, I need to tell you guys what I'm doing. So my plan for this year is I want to read an Agatha Christie book every month, at least one. So if one is not on my TBR, like I can't make it onto my TBR, then I will add it in these videos. I'll pick a random one, most likely, and just add it to the TBR. So that will be an added book if I'm not able to get it into these TBRs. Second, I am doing Buzzwordathon. I'm doing a book monthly, and so I do have to fit those books into my TBR in some way. Whether I have to add it on, if it doesn't fit into any of the prompts, or if they do fit into the prompts, yay, I don't have to add another book to my TBR. So for January, the Buzzwordathon word is dream, and I've chosen Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Latham. This is a book that I'm very interested in. I just heard about it. I am getting it for Christmas. I am filming this before Christmas. I just don't have time in between Christmas and when this video goes up to film. Editing Michaela here. I also wanted to mention after I filmed this video, there was another year-long readathon that I'm participating in, and it's the TBR Knockout. The video came out after I filmed this, so keep an eye out for the reading vlog where I'll explain which two books in this TBR are on the TBR Knockout, and it's a reading vlog of me reading those two books. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that I'll be participating in 2 year-long readathons. Now, after this long intro, just a reminder that I will be picking a book out of here before we do the rolls. I do 5 rolls unless extra rolls come about. But I also do 1 book in the TBR teapot because we weren't utilizing it last year. We barely even picked out of it. So let's just get into it. First, we're going to do the TBR teapot, and then we will get into the Bookopoly. Okay, so hopefully this is a small book, because I've been reading a lot of smaller books lately. So, we have... Okay, this is a book that I do need to read. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but it is Magic Misfits #1. I only have the first one. Let me grab it. So, Magic Misfits, this is the first one. I don't know how many are in the series. I only have the first one. I think I bought it because I needed a certain amount to get a percentage off online at Barnes & Noble's. So, it's just been sitting on my shelf. I've tried to read this several times, and I'm just not a middle grade person. At the time, I really thought I would be, but I really am not. So we'll see how this goes, but this is pretty short. It should only take me like a day to read. And I may even listen to it on audiobook. I don't know. I don't know if they have an audiobook for this, but if they have an audiobook for it, I will definitely read it that way. But yeah, so this is the TBR Teapot pick for the month of January. This is like the first book that's on my TBR of 2021. This is crazy. Wouldn't be the first book that I picked at all, but it needs to get off of my physical TBR. But without further ado, let's get into the first rolls of 2021. So last month we ended on most recent purchase, so that is where we're going to start for roll number 1. We have 9. A library book. So for the first roll, we got a library book, and I decided to do a book off of Libby and do an audiobook because I don't know what's going to happen in January. January could be a crazy month for me as well. And I've chosen The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton. This is a book that I've been really interested in. It is a nonfiction, which I really need to read more nonfiction, so I'm really trying my hardest. It is a book about a man who is wrongly accused and is sentenced to death row. And it's really his story of how he kept the faith and hope through the darkest time of his life. And it does have a foreword from Bryan Stevenson, and we all know I love Bryan Stevenson. Let's move on to roll number 2. Roll number 2. We have 9 again. Random number. So for roll number 2, we got a random number generator. And for this, I always like to pick a stack of books and do a random number that way. So what I've chosen are books that I have had my eye on for a little bit. Recursion is a 5-star prediction. I will link that video up there if you want to know all of my 5-star predictions, but I really want to get through them a lot faster than I did last year. So I really want to get to this one. Dancing on the Edge is something that's been on my TBR for way too long, and I'm quite interested in it, so I thought that I would do that. This is Where the World Ends. This is a newer purchase, and I really want to get to it. Hold Still was also a newer purchase, and I love Nina LaCour. So, and then I just added the life-changing manga of Tidying Up because it's a quick read, first off. Second off, I am planning in January to clean up my life a little bit. So I think that's perfect. So I'm going to do a random number generator, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Okay, so I have 1 through 5. Oh god. I'm really trying. I don't know if you can see that, but let me generate. So we got number 3. So number 3 is This Is Where the World Ends by Amy Zhang. I have read an Amy Zhang book before. I can't remember what it's called, but I really enjoyed it. I know that. So I've been eyeing this one a lot. I've been picking it up. I will bring my Kindle and this with me if I think I have a chance of reading. I haven't started it yet, obviously, but I'm also reading stuff on my Kindle, so that's kind of taking priority right now. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't really know what it's about. I know it's going to be a quick read for me. I know it's a contemporary. That's pretty much all. So now let's go to roll number 3. Roll number 3. 10. Extra roll. So instead of 5, we will do 6. So for roll number 3, we got an extra roll, which an extra roll means that we add an extra roll first off, and then it also allows me to do a free choice. So I basically can choose whatever book I want, and I was strategic about this. I was being smart, and I chose Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Latham. This is a book that I need to read, and so yeah, it's also a book that I got for Christmas. And I would like to read those books as fast as possible because I want to read my most recent purchases as fast as possible. Just because I don't want them sitting on my shelf like half the other books on the shelf. So I'm glad that I'm getting to it pretty early. I intentionally got it for Christmas because I knew that I had to read it this month. I will be reading Dreamland Burning for the extra roll, and that means we have 6 rolls now instead of 5. So we'll see how this goes. I hope we don't get any more. So let's get on to roll number 4. Time for roll number 4. So that's 6. Community shelf. Read a book with an ugly cover. So rule number 4 got us to a community shelf card, and this was to read a book with an ugly cover. This was not hard for me because a lot of the covers of Agatha Christie's books are not cute. They're really bad. But I know the worst of the worst because I hate this cover. I want to get a different cover, but I'm also like, I already own it. So I might as well not. But the cover's just atrocious. It's The Mysterious Affairs and Styles by Agatha Christie. And it's an ugly cover. I despise it. But this is a book I've tried to read. This one is quite confusing. It's her first novel, so that's probably why. But I will be listening to this on audiobook while also reading along because I've tried to read it. There are several books that I've tried to read by her that I just can't get through. So I'll read them through audiobook because I think I'm going to enjoy them. Sometimes they're just a little slower at first. But I'm not really sure what this is about. I just know this is her first book, and I needed to get an Agatha Christie book in. And this was a perfect way to get it in, because this is an ugly cover. 100% the ugliest cover I own from her. Now let's get to roll number 5. Now for roll number 5, which would have been our last one, but we got that extra roll. Let's see. Oh, and then we get to do another one because that is a double. Most recent purchase. Okay, this is actually, I'm happy about this one. So for roll number 5, which would have been our last roll, but yeah, we got doubles. So we have 7 rolls now because we also have the extra roll. But for number 5, we did get most recent purchase, and I'm really excited about this because I literally just got this, I think like 2 days ago. And it's The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. This is a book that I've been keeping an eye out for, looking at the reviews, and it seems to be pretty good, I think. I'm really excited for it. Tiffany D. Jackson blurbed it, so I'm ready. I know that it's going to be amazing if she blurbed it, but this is a book that takes place in 1992, and it's about the brutality of Rodney King, and I think it's the riots? Yeah, I think it's the riots that happened. Now let's get to roll number 6. To roll number 6, we are really adding up the rolls on this one. This is 11. Another community shelf. Pick a book with your eyes closed. So for roll number 6, we got another community shelf card, and we got pick a book with your eyes closed. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I haven't picked the book yet. Go to this 4th shelf right here, and just pick a book there because the one underneath it is mostly Agatha Christie books, and I'm only reading one a month. So I've chosen Orbiting Jupiter, but this is one of my books for Buzzwordathon later on in the year, so I can't read this one. So I'm going to set this one aside so I don't grab it again. I really was grabbing it because it felt like the smallest book. So let's try this again. So for the second try of keeping my eyes closed, grabbing a book, I got Tell the Wolves I'm Home. This was on a TBR at some point in 2020, and I never read it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so intimidated by it. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I guess I'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not a huge fan of getting this book. And hopefully, finally, let's go to roll number 7. Okay, so here is roll number 7, which is hopefully our last roll. Let's see. Yes, 9. LGBTQ plus rep. For roll number 7, we got LGBTQ plus rep, and I've chosen The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alir Sans. This is by the same person who wrote Dante and Aristotle, or Aristotle and Dante Discover the Universe. This book does have gay rep. The father in this book is gay. I'm not sure if the main character is or how they identify. So these are the 6 physical books that I currently have that will be on my TBR for this month. I'm really excited. They're mostly contemporary. And then I also have the audiobook of The Sun Does Shine. And then I also will have Dreamland Burning by January. So this is not a bad stack. Oh my god. This is not a bad stack. I'm really excited. I think most of these I can get through pretty quickly. Let me know down below what your reading plans for 2021 are. Are you participating in the Buzzwordathon? And what books are you reading in January if you do TBRs? I know a lot of people don't. So what are you planning to read in the month of January? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.